Hey everybody, welcome back to the channel. My name is Michael. Today I'm going to walk you through another one of my songs. This one's kind of an older one, so it's a bit of a throwback for me. But let's get right into it. It's for an Upbeat Cinematic Pop brief. I got kind of a long name, but that's what it was. We'll play it, and then we'll discuss it. Here it is. Cool. So a little bit different than what I would normally post on here, I guess. And kind of a different trailer style song, although it does have a lot of the trailer elements in it. It gets very big here near the last section of the song. So the whole idea of this song was that it was kind of like, it wasn't as in your face as a lot of other trailer music, and it was kind of more of a cinematic pop, like I said, for the brief. So let's go through it. The thing that kind of stood out to me was just the kind of like four to the floor beat I think we had going there. So let's start with, let's see, what do we even start with? Keys. All right, so we start with keys, pretty basic. Though that chord change just kind of goes throughout the whole song. Then we'll get the pads that are coming here. Originally, the keys were from Anna 2, which is a synthesizer. So you see we're kind of layering those synths in different octaves just to make it thicker as the kick has come in. And as you can see, the kick is just the whole way through. So let's just give a listen to that quick. nothing special there. But it really gives, you know, the song the vibe I'm looking for here. So that's kind of our first element there, or I guess it's our second set of just kind of whooshes and bangs. And then you can see we got the clap comes in here. Okay, so what do we got going on there? Ooh. So that's just my voice. Let's see if we can hear that. Oh. So very reverby. Sounds like I'm in a big room there. It's funny going back to these songs. There's so many things that I was like, oh, I would have done this differently. But these are both like they're just right down the middle. So we've got two sets of my voice. With pitch correction, which is just, you know, auto tune, and an EQ on both. Yes, to make them just sound, I guess, nice in the mix. So let's keep going. Got a sub in there. So I may have misspoke earlier. I think I said that the chords go the whole way through the song is the same progression. They obviously change here. So we've got a pulse going on from Anna 2 as well. I actually really like that. I almost wish I heard more of it in the song. Here's the second pulse that comes in. Let's highlight the one at the top, the keys that we started with. You can see that they've gone from just a 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4 to the dun 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 dun. It's kind of a dancey style. So that's all building. So we got the pads, the keys, the pulse. We got the low sub. We've got that kick still going strong, the claps, and the snares coming here at one point. My voice was only in there once at this point. And then, what do we got over here? What are these? Oh. Sorry, this is a vocal chop. So I chopped my voice up and kind of played with it. And you can see that I probably changed... Did I? No. I must have sang it the whole way through. I thought I chopped up and changed the different pitches of it, but it looks like I just chopped it up. Okay, so that last da da da, you can see at the top left of the screen here, I transposed it up 3 I guess it'd be semitones. So here we go again one more time. My hand. So that's kind of cool. It's like, you know, I'm singing, but not. Obviously, I did sing, but it's changed up. So that snare is coming in, just kind of complementing the claps that are already going on. So together we hear this. Oops. And you can hear that together they sound pretty good. Let's hear it in the context. Okay, so there's a couple things I just want to point out. I was closing these because I didn't want them to get in the way. So what do we hear from Nucleus solo. So that's following along with the chords as well. And then I hear kind of like a drum thing, like tick, 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 tick. What is at the top here as well? Let's see. So those are just kind of making, on the start of the bar, like a big doom sound. And then these are here. The sticks are right here. So let's listen to those as well. And I specifically remember, it's been a while, but I do remember, because this isn't something I would normally do. They were like, I think I had this section here, this little downer, set to like a full bar, and they're like, no, cut that in half, so it just kind of right back into it. So if you listen, you can see it looks like it goes to 2-4 times. So it's just this one little section here. So pay attention to that. You just, it's just faster. And it was a good call on their part. Okay, so it gets kind of quieter here almost in a sense because the pulses are taken away. But we do have this kind of plucky guitar that I believe I played in myself. Let's see. Sounds like a news report is about to start. You know, like channel 22. Cool. Definitely sounds like very newsy. So I look at this and I go, I had all 3 of these guitars right down the middle. I've been trying to learn more like guitar stuff in general, so I'll be like, oh, I should have panned one way, maybe panned one another way. But it still sounds cool, but maybe everything's a little too down the middle. But that's a new element that we've kind of introduced along with our pads. And it looks like I changed the sub. Actually, you know, maybe it's the same sub, but I had a lower volume sub. I guess I could have just automated it, but this was a different time. And then let's keep going. So here we go. So I've got written here EQ snare. I compressed it, and I guess I changed the EQ just a little bit to give it kind of like a lead into the next section. Nothing too crazy. Okay, and before we get to the next section, I just want to point out, this is pretty calm for like a trailer song. Normally you wouldn't have this much of a song without something more going on. But this is obviously, this is what they approve, so it is what it is. But just a little bit different. Usually you'd have something else going on. Let's keep going. Okay, kind of building towards the last section here. I can see that the pulse is back. Cool. I noticed we've got something here called plucks. Sounds super roomy. Like you can see, my bus 1 is set to my reverb, so it's very big. You can actually take a look here. You can see that it's Anna 2 again, but I have the ARP function on, which is like a weird thing. Well, I guess it's not weird, but I had it thrown on, and it kind of breaks up. You can see that the chords are solid. They're not really playing but this little what is this called? The ARP, like I said, the ARP makes it make that sound. So it breaks up the notes. My criticism here would be that this section here, the notes, the velocity are much higher, and then these ones are much lower, so it doesn't really work together in terms of, like, I would make it more consistent velocity, but I digress. So we've got that. We've also got this kind of lead that's going to go throughout the rest of the song now. Which is pretty cool. I'm noticing that it also plays along with the strings and the horns. But first, before we get there, I noticed we've got a second kick that came in. Okay, so that's cool. But you can see here, I've now got strings coming in. So let's check these out. Cool. I like that, and that's what kind of definitely brings it like the trailer. It's very trailery at the end. I would say that if I were to do this again, I would be definitely messing with the velocities and the timing of the strings. There might be some issues just because these are these cinematic studios, they take up a lot of your computer, so it might not be playing at its best. But I would mess around with it just to make the timing a little bit better. So you kind of got like the staccato thing going on here at the bottom. And you see on the left here, I've got OTT on it and Decapitator. Decapitator is like a distortion thing, so I made them sound pretty mean. Along with the building violas, the cello, the basses, and then we've got some French horns going on as well. And those look like they're from Cinebrass. So now let's go into this last section here. Actually, let's just look at the percussion real quick. Cool. Let's keep going. Okay, so the computer's obviously struggling with this right now, but what do we got going on? I noticed, I think we had it here as well, but the big thing that stands out to me right here are the toms. I think they sound really cool. So there's kind of this like doom, 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 and that really, it's like, oh, like let's go. Cool. And I forgot to mention this snare sounds awesome. What is it? What the hell is it? We've got, let's see if it even loads. But you can see there's like my oh shoot, I hope I didn't mess it up here. So it says live snares. I got it from Devastator. I've got the reverb just cranked. Let's ignore this. Hopefully this didn't ruin the song. It's got a compressor on it. The EQ has kind of got it just set in a little box there. And damage 2 you can see at the bottom here. Let's see if we can hear that. So the trombones also came in as well. You can also see there's this thing called the Horde, which is like a really low sounding instrument. Definitely fills up the low end. Actually, usually I would put it an octave lower, but I didn't. So together with the trombones, it sounds pretty good. And then I obviously have a second thing of the Horde right here. I've noticed that I guess a second set of French horns is coming in. So you can see by looking at the French horns here, we've got them at 2 separate octaves, but you can tell that things aren't like completely aligned with the grid. And that's probably, or you know what? I do have them aligned with the grid, but I might have messed with the delay on some of them. And I would mess with it again because it seems like some of it might be out of time. But we've got this third Cinebrass thing here as well. What do we got going on there? Cool. So we've kind of got the chords going on through multiple instruments, but specifically the arc high strings and the Cinebrass on this high octave are really driving it all home. I think they're playing the exact same thing. So let's take a look at that. Okay, so those strings are really going off too. Let's take a look at those. They just kind of the dun, 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 dun. Okay, that's cool. I like that little dun. Dun, 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 dun. It's almost playing off it's kind of like a weird timing. Do I have it here? Can I find it? Yeah, dun dun. So those sound great. So we've got a bunch of trailer elements going on here as well. Let's see if I can just highlight a bunch of them as we're going along. Those are really emphasizing the wah, wah, wah. You gotta have a wah, wah, wah on your song at some point. Without it, don't bother. So lastly, I'm looking at my vocals here, and it looks like we got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 of them. And they're all right down the middle. So I'm criticizing Michael here, old Michael. We would mess around with that a little bit better, but let's listen to them. So we've really built them up as the song has gone along.
We will make it. We will make it. We will make it. We will make it.
So we got like a little bit of a choir going on there. I'm getting, what do we got at there? I've got a little bit. I remember, what did they say? There's like a line, "We will make it." I remember they said there needs to be something kind of like positive at the end that you could throw in a trailer so it has the right vibe of like, we can do it, right? So I was like, okay, well, if I say we can do it, that's a little silly. Or maybe a little on the nose. So "we can make it" was better. That's what I decided. So basically at this point, we've got everything going. So let's just listen kind of like the right at the end here and then the outro. So we've got it all kind of comes back down to the beginning of the song, which was the pads, the keys, my voice, and then that nice little riser at the end there. So I'll also point out that I guess we listened to it, but you can hear the harmony of my voices at the end. They kind of rise up. It's like, "We can make it," which is kind of a nice little slide there. So let's take a listen to that. Those vocals could use some work. I'm getting some like crackling in my headset anyways. But yeah, that's kind of, it's, you know, something a little bit different. I imagined it in something kind of like, when I was writing it, I'm like, oh, this is something kind of like Kingdom Hearts trail or something, like, you know, it's up, you know, energy, but there's still kind of like stakes in it. Like in Kingdom Hearts, like there's Goofy, right? There's Mickey. It's kid stuff, but you know, people are still going through these traumatic things. So that was the song. I guess I called it "I'll Be Here" for a cinematic pop brief. If you have any questions, let me know. I've been trying to answer people when they post on videos. Hopefully I'll have something else for you guys soon. But have a great summer if I don't hear from you. Have a great day, guys. See you soon.